In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 ways that you could make money online with this crazy new AI tool that is making some people rich. Right now, there's a tiny group of creators that are making thousands of dollars per month with an AI tool that hardly anybody is talking about. And the best part about it is that they're not editing videos, they're not recording podcasts, and they're definitely not glued to their laptop all day. All they're doing is they're feeding text into a tool. This tool then takes that text and turns it into professional sounding studio quality audio that they can repurpose on multiple platforms. And the craziest part about it is that this isn't just another cool AI tool that you could possibly implement one day. It's a full-blown money-making engine if you know how to use it the right way. In addition to revealing how this new tool could make you money online, I'm also going to spend a brief amount of time talking about the biggest myths that people have when it comes to making money with AI. We're also going to cover common mistakes that people make when they're trying to make money online for the first time. And then we'll conclude the video with an action plan so that you can get started quickly. Hi, my name is Alston Godbolt, and I teach you platform-proof monetization. I show you step-by-step how you can make money online without having to worry about unpredictable and unstable algorithms. And if you want to be added to the globe, comment down below with your city, state, zip code, province, or country, and I'll get you pinned. In this video, I am going to show you 5 different ways that you can use this new tool to make money online. Each one of the methods that we cover in this video is going to include a brief overview, how to get started step by step, the earning potential, pros and cons of the method, and an opportunity score. But before we get into the 5 methods, let's talk about common myths that people have when it comes to making money with AI. Myth number 1, AI is too complicated for me. Now, this is one that I hear over and over again, and this couldn't be further from the truth. AI has been created so that if you can point and click, if you can type, you have everything that you need. As you can see there, you don't need to be a coder or a tech expert to use AI tools with Wondercraft. If you can write a sentence and click a few buttons, you can use this. In fact, you could actually use ChatGPT in conjunction with this AI tool to help you write better prompts. 99% of the tools out there are simply plug and play. You open it up, you log in, and you type in something, and you get an output. Now, you will need to learn how to get better at writing prompts, and the best way to get better at writing prompts is to simply write prompts. Myth number 2, everybody's already doing this, it's too late. This couldn't be further from the truth. And through my experience of creating YouTube videos and watching thousands more, this is usually how it goes. 1,000 people will see a video. 900 of those people will think that all 1,000 people are doing this opportunity, so it's too saturated, it's too busy. 5 people out of the 1,000 will try this and they'll give it a half-assed effort. They'll try it for a week or 2, they won't get instant results, and then they'll give up. 4 people will actually try this method by going all in and try it for 6 months. They'll get results, but they won't come back to the original video and say that it worked. That one person, that 999th person, that person's you. And so you've got to decide, am I going to try this opportunity? Am I going to give it a full effort? Or am I going to assume that everyone else is already doing it and then move on to the next thing? What I would encourage you to do is to pick one of the 5 that we cover and go all in. Because most likely, if 1,000 people see this video, 900 of them aren't going to do anything. And myth number 3, AI content can't sound professional. What's really interesting is the evolution that AI audio has taken within the last 4 to 5 years. 5 years ago, you could easily point out AI audio. What I've been doing on one of my YouTube channels is I've actually cloned my AI voice, and people can't tell the difference. The only way that they can tell the difference is if I'm live on camera talking directly to it. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines thinking AI is too complicated, too late, or too low quality, you've run out of excuses. Clear your mind, get a pencil and a piece of paper, take notes so that you can be one of those people that makes thousands of dollars simply creating AI-based content. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 5 ways that you can use this new tool to make money in 2025. One final note before we get into the 5 methods that you can make money online. Let's go ahead and talk about what Wondercraft AI is so that you know exactly what it is and how to use it. As it says on the screen, Wondercraft AI is a powerful audio creation platform that lets you turn written text into studio quality podcast, voiceovers, and audio content. It uses hyper-realistic AI voices. You can choose from different voice styles, accents, languages, and even clone your own voice if you want. The best part about this is you don't need a mic, you don't need editing, and there is no experience required. So now that we have an idea of what Wondercraft AI is, let's go ahead and get into the 5 ways that you can make money with this new method. Method number 1, YouTube true crime podcast. Now, true crime is one of the biggest niches on YouTube. People love suspense, people love drama, and people love to hear about the backstories of news stories that they heard a few weeks, months, or years ago. But what you can do is you can use this new tool to actually create true crime podcast episodes. And it's actually really simple to get started. And as it says on the screen here, you could actually do this 100% faceless YouTube videos, and you could start earning $10,000 per month or more. Now, obviously, you're not going to start off on day one making $10,000. In fact, most people aren't consistent enough to get there, but it's an opportunity that you could reach if you're consistent and persistent enough. And the best part, my favorite thing, is that you don't need a mic, you don't need video editing, you just need stories that you can easily find, which we'll talk about, and AI voices. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take real life crime stories, and they're everywhere. You can go look on CNN, you can go look on your local newspaper, you can go look at websites that are dedicated to true crime stories. You could even go look at stories that have been beaten into the ground and talked about repeatedly. You could create a true crime podcast about serial killers. That's something that people always seem to love and go back to. You can feed your story into Wondercraft and create a great podcast style narrative. Of course, you're going to pair it with B-roll footage. You can even find footage from the original cases, and then you've got a decent video that people will want to watch. And here's how you're going to get started. Pick a story. It says use Reddit, Wikipedia, or public news archives to find interesting true crime cases. You could go look at the 10 biggest serial killers of all time, and that's 10 episodes right there. You can use ChatGPT to write a dramatic, story-driven script or have it rewrite existing info into a more engaging tone. Upload the script into Wondercraft, choose a serious or cinematic AI voice, and generate that full podcast episode. Then you can pair the audio with visuals that you get for free through Pixabay. You can add text overlays or use AI-generated art. Then you simply just upload it to YouTube. Make sure that your video is search engine optimized and it has a very good thumbnail. And the best part about this is that it's done 99% with AI. You just need the human element to make sure that it flows correctly, that it sounds coherent, and boom, you've got something. So let's go ahead and take a look at the earning potential. Channels are making between $3 and $10 per 1,000 views, the CPMs. One viral video could bring in up to $3,000 alone, and then you could add revenue from memberships like Patreon. You could even put together an ebook or some sort of digital guide based on your true crime niche. Some channels are reporting making over $10K per month with just a few bangers in rotation. I'm not guaranteeing you that you'll get there, but there is a roadmap, there's a path for you to do it. Let's go ahead and get into the pros and cons. There's huge demand for true crime, and there's always a crazy, insane crime. I can think of 10 different examples off the top of my head while I'm making this video. It doesn't require your voice, face, or personal commentary. Wondercraft's voices create a professional podcast feel instantly. It's easy to batch produce these types of episodes. Here are some cons though. Researching stories can take time, but you can even outsource this. You could hire someone over on Fiverr to write a podcast episode for you. YouTube competition is really strong in this niche. You're going to have to be really good at optimizing your titles and thumbnails, and you will need to be careful using copyrighted or trademarked content. And so the opportunity score on this is 8.5 out of 10. True crime is evergreen. There are still people looking up about David Koresh. Okay, if you know, you know. People binge it constantly. And with Wondercraft, you can produce episodes in hours instead of weeks. But it's not a 10 because the niche is profitable, but you're going to have to work hard to stand out. And you're going to constantly be fighting new competition. There are lots of players already in the space, and they're not just going to make room for you. So understand that going in. All right, let's go ahead and get into method number 2, educational and tutorial-based podcast. Another great opportunity. You're probably not into true crime. Most people aren't. But if you like teaching, if you like explaining, if you like helping people solve problems, you could create educational or tutorial podcasts. And if you have kids, this is a very good opportunity, because I'm thinking about my kids right now, and they're doing complex math, but they're not doing the math that we did it. And so I could use a tool to help better teach my kids, or kids that are in my age. So you could teach everything from personal finance to history to tech breakdowns. People are hungry for helpful content, especially if it sounds professional and easy to binge. So here's what you can do. You can use ChatGPT to write an outline for you with short educational scripts, feed them into Wondercraft, and instantly get back podcast episodes voiced by realistic AI narrators. Then you can publish it to YouTube, Spotify, or anywhere where podcasts are sold, right? And then you can make money from the YouTube Partner Program, affiliate marketing. So let's say you're doing a tutorial on how to set up a network attached storage. You walk them through it step by step, and then you could recommend your favorite network attached storage and make affiliate commissions. Or you could build authority to launch your own digital product or coaching later. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that you have to show your face in order to have a coaching program. That's not necessarily the case anymore. Okay, so here's how you're going to get started. You're going to pick a niche that you enjoy or preferably know. This can be budgeting, crypto, fitness, psychology, literally anything. You're going to use ChatGPT to generate a script on a specific topic, write a 3-minute educational podcast about how compound interest works, paste the script into Wondercraft, choose a trustworthy or expert sounding voice, add a quick intro or outro with a CTA call to action. So click the link in the description to download your free ebook. And then upload to YouTube as a static video or Spotify as an audio only show. And then that's where you can include your affiliate links. And as far as the earning potential goes, on the low end, you could make between $50 and $300 per month just with ads or a few affiliate offers. However, as this grows and you start building a following and you start building a viewership and a listenership, you could make $5,000 per month. It is going to require you to be consistent and persistent. You'll probably have to do brand deals and sponsorships, or maybe even your own digital product. The pros of this opportunity is that it's great for building trust and a long-term audience. Endless content ideas with ChatGPT. You can even use YouTube to help you find more ideas. Easy to repurpose as blog posts, TikToks, or emails. You become an AI authority without ever speaking. However, the cons are, with educational content, it's usually a little bit slower growth and it can be a little competitive. It is going to require consistency and persistence, and it may take longer to hit monetization thresholds on YouTube or Spotify. However, if you monetize with affiliate marketing or digital products, you can monetize instantly. And the opportunity score for this one is a 7.5 out of 10. The reason why it's a 7.5 out of 10 is because it has long-term potential, right? This is something that's going to work or continue to work weeks, months, and years later. But the reason why it's a 7.5 is you're probably going to be talking to yourself, or your AI is going to be talking to itself for a little while until the traffic builds, and that can take time. Method number 3, news commentary channels. This is a really big one and a really popular one, and can be a fast grower depending on the niche that you choose. So let's say you don't want to teach or tell stories. You could just create content on what's trending right now. For example, what's really, really popular? What is very controversial? And things that are controversial, they get a lot of views. They get a lot of people arguing in the comment section, which creates more views. Creating a news channel about any controversial topic, whether it's sports, it's relationships, it's people flying to the moon or flying outer space for 11 minutes, that's going to get a lot of people talking and conversing, and that's going to help you grow relatively quickly. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to use Wondercraft to narrate commentary or summaries of trending news stories in your niche. Then pair it with stock footage, subtitles, or just audio visuals and publish. This works for breaking news, as I mentioned, tech updates, finance and crypto, pop culture, politics, or world events. All controversial, all people that like to argue. But the reason why this works is because you are going to be acting on things that people are currently talking about right now. So let's talk about how you can get started. What I'd recommend is that you use either Google Trends or Twitter to find out what people are currently talking about. What's the hot topic of the day? Then you can use ChatGPT to summarize it or write a short opinion. Paste the script into Wondercraft and choose a news anchor voice or regional accent. Add visuals or post as audio and waveform. upload the YouTube or podcast platforms the same day. The faster that you can upload this, the more traction that you're going to get. Also, you can upload multiple clips per day. So anytime there's a new event, so over the last few weeks, we saw wild swings in the stock market. Anytime the stock market swings up or down, you make a new video and upload it, it's going to get traffic. It's going to get traction and people are going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and talk about the earning potential. Depending on the niche that you choose, this may have a higher CPM. Finance has a higher CPM because advertisers can make more money. Also, there are tons of different ways to monetize this. You can monetize with the YouTube Partner Program, affiliate marketing, digital products, even physical products, and you can build a mailing list which can give you long-term income potential. And so you could make up to $3,000 per month within 90 days if you're consistently uploading and if you're uploading multiple times per day. So here are the pros. You can post daily, and that equals rapid growth. It's easy to automate and doesn't require deep expertise, just speed and consistency. However, this needs daily attention, so you can't really take a day off, or people will not come to you for information. Topics have a really short shelf life. Mistiming or low quality sources can hurt your credibility. And the opportunity score for this one is 8 out of 10. And the reason why it's 8 out of 10 is because it's fast to produce and fast to monetize if you stay consistent. However, the reason why it's only an 8 is because this is a grind. If you don't have a team of people, you might find that you're on the content hamster wheel constantly uploading. And because it's news, stuff that you uploaded 2 months ago probably won't be relevant. Nobody or very few people will be searching or looking for that type of information. It's not going to have a long shelf life. Let's go ahead and get into method number 4, which is build a podcast network with AI. So what you could do is instead of just building one podcast, you could build 3, 4, 5, or even 10. And you would let Wondercraft do all the work. You would use Wondercraft for the AI voices, the AI scripts, and even the scheduling. Here's what some creators are doing. They're building media empires with their laptops. They're managing multiple faceless podcast channels in a variety of niches. What's really interesting about this is you essentially could create automation tools. You could use something like Make to pull different stories from a source. So maybe you subscribe to the Washington Times or the Wall Street Journal. And anytime there's a new article about a specific topic, you have Make, which is an automation tool, go grab that topic link, put it into ChatGPT, have ChatGPT summarize it, and then have an API send it over to Wondercraft, and Wondercraft creates an audio file based on the script created by ChatGPT. That's how you automate stuff. That's how you can make this go by really quickly, and then see if Wondercraft has some sort of API or a way that it can send it to a YouTube channel, or you could kind of daisy chain all of this stuff together to create a real sustainable podcast network. And it's easier than what you think. So here's an overview of the method. Instead of just running one podcast, you use Wondercraft's multi-voice and script automation tools to launch 2, 3, or even 5 separate shows in different niches. Each podcast targets a niche audience and can monetize with the YouTube Partner Program, podcast sponsorships, affiliate links, and information or digital products. Here's how you're going to get started. Pick 2 or 3 profitable niches where content is in high demand. Finance, tech, productivity, health, and parenting, for example. Use ChatGPT to generate content calendars and scripts for each. Use Wondercraft to voice the content using different AI voices per show. Create simple branding for each, logo, intro, and you can all do this with Canva. Schedule weekly episodes via Spotify for podcasters, YouTube, and Substack. And then you could even hire a VA to manage the uploads. But eventually, I think what you'd want to do is kind of automate this entire thing. And as far as earning potential, on the low end, you make between $500 and I would say $1,000 if you're just getting started. This really does depend on audience size and the niche that you're choosing, as well as the monetization. However, with enough consistency and persistence, and you build a steady audience, your 5 podcasts could bring in as much as $10,000 per month. What I would do ideally is I would start off with a list of niches to get into. I would start by launching 1, maybe 2, to start for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then every 2 or 3 weeks, add in a new podcast. The reason why I would do it that way is because you'll be comfortable and familiar with the process. And so adding a new one will be much easier than trying to launch all three at one time. So let's go ahead and get into the pros. It's scalable. You can grow multiple shows without growing your workload. AI lets you maintain quality across all content, and each show becomes a separate revenue stream. However, the drawback is it requires a lot of organization. Calendars, scripts, file management. Again, you can use AI to do a lot of this. You're also going to need to learn, another drawback is you're going to need to learn multiple AI tools. For example, Airtable is an AI tool that can automate stuff, but it can be kind of a challenge to learn. And it takes longer to grow 3 podcasts versus 1. And the opportunity score here is 8.5 out of 10. And it's 8.5 out of 10 because it's more business mode than hustle mode. This is going to require, I would say, more of your time and more of your consistency and paying attention to detail. All right, so let's go ahead and get into method number 5, which might be my favorite: white label podcast production service. If you want to make money without building your own brand, audience, or channel, this is the method for you. You can use Wondercraft to offer done-for-you podcast creation. And the benefit of this is that you get paid whether the YouTube channel or the Spotify podcast works or not. You get paid up front. And you actually might be able to get paid royalties or commission, a little bit of something on the back end. The best part about this, and I think the direction that you should go or should consider, is doing this as a service. For like someone like me, for example, who would love to get into podcasting, but doesn't have the time. You could do a production service where you come up with a podcast idea. You come up with a script, you use Wondercraft to do it, and then you could also use something like Opus Clips to chop up the clips for the customer to send out. This is an entire service, a full-length service. The other benefit of this opportunity is that you could actually sell at different tiers. So the lowest tier is that you do maybe 2 podcasts a month. You could do a higher premium tier where you're doing 8 podcasts a month. You're also doing clips, and you're also coming up with a script, and you're doing the whole social media thing. The amount of money that you make on the lower tier is going to be vastly different than what you make on the higher tier. So there's lots of opportunity or lots of options inside of this. So here's what you could offer them: AI scripted and narrated episodes, show notes and titles, branded intro and outro, optional thumbnails or audiograms. And then you can offer monthly episode packages like I mentioned, one-off launches or ongoing editing, and publishing as a retainer. So here's how you're going to get started. Use Wondercraft to generate 2 to 3 polished sample episodes across different niches. Build a simple sales page using Gumroad, Notion, or Gbolt systems, showcasing your offer. And then you can list your services on Fiverr, Upwork, LinkedIn. I also recommend that you market your services using social media. That's how you're going to get people the fastest. And then offer tiers, as I mentioned. One episode would be $199. However, VIP would be $9.99 per month. In my opinion, this might be the best way to go, simply because you get paid up front, at least half. You can work with multiple podcasters or people that want to make money from podcasting, and you can build in reoccurring revenue. That's why I would look at doing this first. So earning potential, $200 to $500 per project on the entry level. However, you could make over $1,000 per month with just 2 or 3 clients on retainer. So let's talk about the pros. High income, low cost service, no audience or platform needed. Clients often stick around, and easy to automate with AI and VAs. However, this requires client communication and deadlines, so also getting clients can be a problem or a challenge. Slight learning curve in packaging your offer. Need to manage expectations around AI content. Now, as I mentioned, this is my favorite, and I rank this a 9 out of 10. It does require basic sales skills, and that can trip some people up. What I would recommend that you do is just start talking to people. But I think the ROI is there, and I would encourage people to look into this. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly talk about, because my videos always run long these days, let's talk about common mistakes when trying to make money. Number 1 is jumping from tool to tool without a strategy. That's a life lesson. Focus on one strategy and go all in. If you're going to learn Wondercraft and become the expert in Wondercraft. Okay, commit to it. Commit to it for 6 months, right? And then mistake number 2 is thinking you need to be a tech expert. You don't. If you can point and click, you can type, you have all the skills that you need. And then the biggest mistake I would say people make is they create without monetizing. Stop creating content for funsies. All of these platforms are making money off of your content, and then they're paying you pennies. You need to go in with a plan. Okay, I'm going to make money with affiliate marketing, or I have a tiered list of how you plan on monetizing. Number 5 is going to be with the YouTube Partner Program. Number 1 is going to be with digital products. Number 2 is going to be with affiliate marketing. Number 3 is going to be with brand deals and sponsorships. Don't just rely on getting paid pennies by the YouTube Partner Program. Another mistake that people make, maybe the biggest, is waiting for everything to be perfect. There will never be a time when everything is perfect, okay? The perfect time to start is right now. Do it now, get started, make your mistakes, and learn along the way. So let's go ahead and get into your action plan, your 3-step action plan. Step 1, choose one method from this video and stick with it for 90 days. Step 2, create a sample using ChatGPT and Wondercraft. And step 3, publish or pitch it. What I would do is, if you're going to get clients before you start spending money. And then get clients to pay you 50% up front, and then you don't have to actually spend money on your own. So most importantly, done is profitable. Perfect is broke. Okay? Now that you know how to make money with this crazy new AI tool, watch this video next if you want to learn how to monetize your YouTube channel in just 2 days.